Okay, boys and girls, what is up? We're back with another video and another beautiful day here in Florida. Today, got a pretty exciting one. I don't really know if I'm gonna get into anything after I do this, but right now, got a box to open. So this box is from Cosmo Racing. Some good stuff. Let's open this bad boy up. Switch hands here. Alright. Put the camera down for this one. Hold on. So like I said, Cosmo Racing. Let's get this bad boy open. Boys and girls, what do we have here? Got some hoses. We got some pipes. Got another pipe. Some instructions. And another box of goodies. So here we actually have a cold air intake from Cosmo Racing for my Subaru. I'm actually very excited to put this on. So let's get it all taken out, sorted out, and let's do that. Before we do that, I just want to say, this is all packaged so well. Everything has bubble wrap and cardboard on the ends of it. All the O2 sensors, all the little pipe grommets, everything is very nicely packed and protected. So props to Cosmo Racing for that. I love it. Here we have it in all of its glory. Everything looks in amazing condition. The O2 sensor even comes with new Allen screws. All these couplers are very nice quality. The pipes, all these, got some more connectors in here. Came with a little like curved sticker. It's like a like plastic type piece, and you stick it onto the pipe once you get it in. All the bends, even all these are covered with little rubber, little nubs. Amazing. So, let's go put it on. Okay, so, step one, take out the old giant restrictive air intake. And then we can install this. So let's get started. Psych! Okay, so here's what happened. I was putting it on yesterday and I ran into a couple complications that I didn't think I was going to run into, which I'll explain to you guys in a second. But one of the first things I want to talk about is the air filter. So the air filter, on the instructions, it says to buy the K&N recharge kit and oil the filter before you install it, which is what I did. Today I went out and I grabbed the recharge kit and I sprayed it with oil. You spray it with the oil and then you let it sit for, I think it said like 20 minutes or something like that. It's been sitting for a little while longer than that. And then I also went out and I bought some 1-inch metal hose clamps to replace the other like pinch clamps that are on there, because I heard they're not that strong, and most of the time when you reuse them they don't work and they end up like falling off. So I got some more hose clamps, I got the recharger, and I oiled up the filter. And then there was another issue where the pipe that I got has a fitting, I don't know if you can see it, it's the fitting right in the middle. There's supposed to be a hose like right next to the throttle body that connects to it, and the hose isn't there. And that has to do with just the model year. So that's made for 2005 to 2009 Legacy 2.5i, and mine's the 2005, which is the year that does not have that hose. So I emailed them and asked them what I should do, and they said to just leave that black cap on it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave the black cap on it. And I think that was it. So now we can start. Okay, first off, some of the things you're gonna need. You're gonna need just a Phillips screwdriver. You're gonna need a deep 10mm socket, a shallow 10mm socket, and then a 5/16 socket. The 5/16 is gonna fit onto those clamps so you can loosen the clamps, and then the 10mm is gonna be for the bolts, like that one right there, which you'll unscrew the air intake resonator. And so I think the first thing they said to do, so you're gonna disconnect the negative terminal, and then it's pretty simple. You just pop off some clips here and there, take everything out, take this out, disconnect the math, loosen some hose clamps, and pull everything out. And then from there, you just kind of do it reverse, but with all that. So let's go. I know I need to start working. One more thing. Those are the pinch clamps I was talking about. There's also 2 hoses you need to take off of the resonator, which is on the top. There's one hose there, and the other one is going to be right between here, underneath there. You'll get to that once you get this pipe and all of this taken off. So finally, let's start. Okay, so step 2 is finished. Second time around, a lot easier than the last time. Everything's out, which is good. Now, I'm gonna try and see if I can put a picture up on the screen. But right about here next to the throttle body, there's an extra hose that kind of goes that way. And it pokes here into the front of the air resonator about right there. I'll try to put a picture up. I don't know if I'll remember to or not, but that's that. Okay, additionally, I forgot, you're probably gonna need an Allen tool. I think that says 3/32 is the size you're gonna need, because that's for the installing the O2 sensor on the MAF on the new pipe. So, a lot of people said to just pre-assemble that and put that all together with the air filter, which is right over there because I oiled it and it's drying. But I'm gonna try and see if I can do it without doing that. And if it doesn't work, then I'll let you know. If it does work, then it'll work. So a couple of the steps, there's like that black piece in there. It goes on the underside of this mounting point. It was a little confusing when I read the directions, so I'm gonna put the camera down and I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna show you guys what it's supposed to look like. What you do is you screw it in from the bottom. You kind of have to like twist this black portion and screw the threads into the threads that are like already in this mounting point, and then you just put the bolt with the washer right on top, and then you leave a little, I don't know if you can see, leave a little gap between the bottom washer and then the top of the little bushing thing, because that's where this is gonna slide between, and then you're gonna wanna tighten it from the bottom. And then next I'm going to, it said to use this hose fitting, because this hose right here does not fit to the new air intake. So you take this hose fitting, you stuff it in this end, and then you stuff the other end in the hose that they gave you, and then just cut it to size. It didn't say anything about having to use clamps to secure it down to that little fitting, but I bought some and I'm gonna use them just in case. I'm not sure if it's gonna make a difference or not, so it's completely up to you guys what you wanna do. But I'm gonna get that hose put on there, and then I'll put the new intake on just before I put the air filter end on. So I'll get it all put up to the throttle body and underneath that little bushing mount thing, and I'll return when I'm done. Okay, change of plans. So this fitting fits into that end of the hose like I told you, and it's supposed to fit into this end of the hose. The issue is, this end of the hose is way too small for this fitting, and I mean, I'm not sure, it might just be another 2005 thing, but it does not fit into that. So we're going to Lowe's, and we're going to get, I think, a 1/2 inch to 3/8 should do the trick of this exact same thing. And since my car's in pieces, we're taking my dad's truck. Okay, so I think this is it. It doesn't really quite fit right. I'm pretty sure that this, if you get the chance, this hose I'm pretty sure is 5/8, and then the stock one is 1/2 inch. So try to get a 5/8 to 1/2 inch coupler. They didn't have any, and then they also didn't have, try to get the Sharkbite one. The Sharkbite's the right brand. Try to get the Sharkbite one. They didn't have any Sharkbites there that were 3/4 to 1/2 inch, of course, because nothing ever works correctly, but That's how it goes with cars. So this is all set up. We're gonna get the hose in. We're gonna put all that together, and I'll see you then. So here it is, all installed. It goes down to this little crevice down there. I noticed it was touching, there's a couple things I gotta point out. I noticed it was touching the metal right here, if it'll focus. So I actually just put a piece of cardboard behind like the pipe and then the frame. And then there was a couple other issues. So the black pipe down there that you see that connects to the red pipe, well, the black pipe is supposed to fit onto the fitting that's on the pipe, and it doesn't. So I took a piece from the red pipe that we used to connect that one over there, and I put it here, and I didn't put a clamp on that because it felt really tight and I thought it'd be okay. So I left it, and then I put the clamp onto the pipe there. And then, as I said, this one screws in for the bottom. You put it between the washer and then the bushing, and then you just tighten it down from the top. And then it goes from the big end and tapers down to the small end on the throttle body, big end on the intake pipe. And then the hose here, as I said, cut it off at the end, splice them two together with that little hose thing that I bought, and put those together, and boom. Filter goes down there, and that's it. One more thing, the clamps that they give you, the old ones that come on the car are, I think I said 5/16. These are not. These are 7mm, which is smaller than 5/16, and I do not have a 7mm socket, so you're probably going to need a 7mm wrench for that to make that tighten down, which is what I use. I just use a wrench, and it all seemed to work out, and it looks beautiful. Obviously, put your negative terminal back on, and it should be all set. It's going to take a second to start up the first time. It kind of took a couple turnovers before it actually went over, and people said that it idles a little bit weird the first time when you put it on. It seems to be idling okay right now. I'm going to take it for a spin here in a second, but overall, I think it's pretty good. A couple fitment issues, but nothing much. Oh, by the way, there was also a bracket right there where that nut is that I'm pointing at, that connected to the old air filter. I just took that bracket off and then just put those nuts back on because the bracket was hitting the pipe. But I believe that's it. So yeah, that's how you do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will report back in a future video to let you know what I think of it, and maybe we'll do an update video at some point. But good luck with your install if you're installing it. If not, I hope you enjoy the video. I would greatly appreciate it if you like it and maybe subscribe. So thank you. There will be more mods coming to my legacy soon, and I will also make a video covering what mods I already have done to it, such as exhaust and a couple other things. But I think one of the next mods we're going to try to get is a main crank pulley, a lightweight one, which should make us accelerate a bit quicker. But thank you guys. Have a good day, night, morning.